Welcome to the Zone Collectibles and More here in the wonderful, historic downtown Tifton on Main Street. It's about 7:30 Sunday evening. We've got a week before Halloween, which on the Friday the 30th, we're having our downtown Halloween trick-or-treat from 5 to 6. We're going to be giving away all kinds of candy. Then we're having our third annual Halloween Comic Fest on Saturday. We're having a old style coloring contest. You can swing on by, pick up an entry. Just make sure you drop it off before end of business on the 31st. Foxfoot Crafts, who made that for us, will be doing the judging. So when you pick up your slip or your paper, your entry, on the back just write the age, the name, and a contact number. That way when she's judging them, there's no conflict of interest. But that is not what I'm here for to talk to you today about. I'm not going to talk to you about our 30% off all of our pops for this upcoming Friday and Saturday. I'm not going to talk to you about all of the comic books you can stop by and pick up for trick-or-treating, 2 per customer. I'm not going to talk about all the candy we're going to be giving away. And I'm not going to talk about a few other things, and here I am talking about other things. So, today, what I'd like to talk to you at before I close it up here at the Zone, we have been up here today for just about, I want to say, 11 hours. We've had an outstanding week. We do appreciate you customers so much. So we've went ahead and replenished the store, brought a lot of new stuff out. We've got new vintage in the glass case. We sold through about half of those last week. So we've got a refreshed, restocked version of our keys and some more vintage. But that's also not what I want to talk to you about. But thank you very much for helping support us. We've had some customers come in, and even though in our can find everything on YouTube age, we had someone ask, is there a easy way to understand comic book grading? Well, they have made books about this. They have made it extremely oversimplified, and they have made it extremely complicated. When we do our newsletter to our Groot's VIP, Comic VIP Society members, as of a few years ago and starting up, we made sure everybody had this information. I, however, have went down to our local office supply and printed up 2 awesome handouts for everybody. Okay? If you're really curious about what's going on with comics and you kind of want to get an idea of the lingo that they're using on eBay and what CGC and all this other kind of stuff, I have 2 excellent handouts. Just depends on how much you want to get into it. And our first handout, it has basic grading and how to read a basic barcode. Don't get much easier than that. First of all, I just like this front cover. So that's why I used it as an introduction to comics, knowing your comic to begin with. But the first sheet on the inside goes through and gives you grading standards for mint, near mint, very fine, very good, fair, good, poor. Okay? Then as you get a little bit further in, you go to the next page, it explains to you about the modern day barcode. Okay? And in the modern day barcode, on the next page, it breaks it down as to what the first 4 sections of the barcode mean. However, most collectors want to know what is on the far right of the barcode. That basically has 3 pieces of information. And then when you turn to the next picture of that flyer, the next page of that flyer, we use the Star Wars issue number 1 by Marvel because there are so many different variations, so many different covers, so many different print runs. It's a perfect way to show you, the beginning collector, how to read a barcode. And basically the first 3 numbers are your issue number for that title. The 4th number is what cover actually is it. Is it the first cover? Is it the 3rd cover? Is it a 4th cover? And then the last one is the actual print run? Is it a first printing of that cover? Is it a ninth printing of another? It gives you all that information, okay? Also, what we have is we have a link between the CGC numbering system and what it means to be near mint, poor, very fine, good. We've got a little chart for that as well. The last page on this basic handout is what are backing boards and why you should use them. Just some really cool information, okay? Now, when we get to the one, same cover, but when we get to the next one, it's got a little bit more than just the basic information. This gets you down to the real nuts and bolts of how they come up with all these numbers at CGC and how it relates to all these words that they use on eBay. We have the same basic, near mint, mint, very fine, good, fair ID sheet. That's very basic. Give you a very basic idea so that you kind of have an idea of what sort of condition your book is in. Then we get into CGC and what all of the numbers mean. 9.4, 3.0, 2.0, 4.0, and how that relates to very fine, fine, and all that kind of fun stuff, okay? Now, a lot of folks don't understand, and we had a lot of questions. Like a perfect example, very fine starts out at 8.0. Very fine minus is 7.5. But when you see somebody on eBay using fine / very fine, it puts it in the middle between what's fine and what's very fine, the next step up. So that's a 7.0. It's because they don't want to commit to an 8, but they think it's better than the 6 that a fine is. Okay? That kind of goes through that in here as well. It goes all the way through restoration. Why is the comic valuable? The keys that you need to look for as far as what drives the market price. Then we even got the ones that have no grades. Coverless, pages missing, and all that kind of fun stuff. It has it all. And then it goes through the basic acknowledgments for restoration. One of the coolest things that we have here is this chart right here. That also is in the other one as well. What that chart does is that takes your 8.0 that you see a CGC graded, and it shows it in verbiage that the older collectors know that an 8.0 is very fine. It's basically old collector terminology, new CGC grading, and how those things actually meet in the middle and it still makes sense according to the numbers. And why certain eBay sellers do what they do, and how that reflects in what the pricing is for raw books. Also, we go a little bit further, not only in the information that we had before about barcodes, which is here, we go just a little bit further into what the barcode actually means as far as trade paperbacks. It gives you a little bit additional information that's not in the other quick reference. Also, the very last page is actually your guide to why backing boards. Why are they important? Why are they important more in certain eras than others? And then in the deluxe handout I put together for you, that goes a little bit more in depth about sizes, boards, bags, eras, and all that kind of fun stuff. I just wanted to let you all know that if you need some extra help understanding barcodes, understanding condition of books, understanding, you just can't take a piece of cardboard and put it behind your, Silver Age or Bronze Age comics and why, I have a handout for you. So it doesn't matter if you're a more experienced collector, I have a little bit more in-depth information handout, or if you're actually just a beginning collector and are curious what everybody's talking about, these additions and variants and print runs and all that kind of fun stuff. I broke it down 2 different ways so that we here at the Zone have heard you all. We want to make sure everybody's in the know. I went ahead and had these printed up. No charge to you whatsoever. Come on in. Say, hey, Kev, I need a basic guide. Hey, Kev, I'd like that more advanced guide. Now, there are other books out there, and if you want to go ahead and, pay $20, $30 on how to grade, the CGC way, awesome. If you want to look at videos about how to grade CGC, that's awesome. This is just a reference that you can have in your hand, that you can refer to. It doesn't have all the information, but it is a great way to start if there's an area in your comic book collecting that you're just not sure about. So, if you have those questions, swing on by the zone, ask for one of our handouts, and I'll be more than happy to get you one. Just yet another service we provide to you, our valuable customers. Oh, Lord. Shouldn't have hit that, huh? Sorry about that. It's late. I'm very tired. But I wanted to make sure, starting out on your Monday morning, if you're in the area and you've been asking those kind of questions, we'll be more than happy to give you a handout. My buddy Groot is all festive back here. And we just wanted to say thank you all so very much for the support. We try to make sure we reflect that back in the services we provide for you. And what I really want you to know is that we here at the Zone wish each and every one of you stay healthy. Try to stay happy. We will all get through this together and have a Zone-tastic day. Thank you so very much.